Am I audible to you, Jaya?
Yes, sir.
All right. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm well, Jaya. I'm well. How about you? How is your Saturday evening? How is your weekend going?
Yes, it's going great.
Hmm.
And I'm also well.
All right. Great. Great. Okay, then. So let's begin with something interesting. So today I was having a conversation with another learner. She is also a mother. I believe you two are a mother, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
Yeah. So we were discussing about the differences between parenting styles from the previous generation and this generation. So, as a child, probably you are a 90s kid who grew up in the early 90s, and now when you are a mother, what kind of parenting differences you see between your mother and you being a mother?
Okay. So my child is just 10 months old. So
Oh, okay, all
he
right.
just starts to learn
Okay,
everything. But yes, I can say a few points.
okay.
That, earlier, my nowadays when I say sometimes that oh, he's looking very cute, he's looking so adorable, then my
Hmm.
mother always says me that don't say these things because
Hmm.
nazar lagna, I don't know what
I get
we
it.
call it
It's
in English.
it's it's called
So
evil eye. It's called evil eye.
evil eye.
Hmm.
Yes. So evil eye. So these kind of things, I don't believe in such things. So I will
Hmm.
definitely express my feelings
Uh huh. Okay.
towards my child. So
Hmm.
yeah, these things are. I think I will not do for
Hmm.
sure.
Okay.
And other than that, I don't think my parents have put me in any difficult situation. My
Okay.
parents are my friends, especially my mother.
Hmm.
I share everything, anything and
Hmm.
everything with my mother.
Okay.
No matter what happened with my friends or uh, anything.
Hmm.
So I will also try to make a friendship with my child so that
Okay. Okay.
when he grows up, he can also share what is in his mind.
Okay. Hmm.
So, yes.
Now, when it comes to the idea of being a parent in today's world, I believe it is never an easy task being a parent, especially when the dynamics are changing so fast. There was a time when people lived in joint families, and there were so many people. You could just leave your child around, and there wasn't that fear that there will be some mishap happening. But now children have to grow up in very protected environments, given to that the fact that we are living in very tiny families now, 2 member 3 member families. Do you think that parenting has gone harder for the new this generation of parents as compared to previous generation parents?
Yes. You're right.
Hmm.
Actually, I was also raised by my parents only.
Hmm.
We also have a nuclear family.
Hmm.
So I didn't have the opportunity to live in a joint family and to see for myself what it is like to be in a
Okay.
joint family.
All right.
But yes, actually, the other day we our maid. So she was telling us that because my parents are taking care of my child,
Uh-huh.
and I am at work all the time. So she was telling me that your father
Hmm.
doesn't leave your child.
Okay.
So he is always with a child, no matter
Hmm.
what he is doing. He's playing.
Hmm.
My father is holding his
Hmm.
hands. So
Okay.
so he's always in a protected environment. And she was
Right.
telling me that earlier there were no people to there were no person to take care of a child, and
Hmm.
they used to tie the child
Hmm.
with a cloth piece
Okay.
to the maybe to the window or with
Hmm.
to the bed or whatever, so that
Hmm.
they can only move around in a certain uh,
In the certain
closed
radius.
portion.
In certain
Yeah.
radius. Hmm.
Yes, and they do not hurt themselves. So
Hmm.
yes, nowadays the situation has changed a lot.
Right. Um, When it comes to being a mother, and you're a young mother, and your child, your kid is very young right now, do you think that young mothers go through a lot of difficulties which usually is not visible unless you're a mother, or unless you're sharing in the life of a young mother? You will not realize the difficulties, the challenges that a young mother goes through. What are your thoughts?
I I do not have a clear idea about it because it's a new phase that I am in
Hmm.
currently, and
No, I'm talking about your phase. I'm talking about your phase. Right from the moment of your conception to delivering the child to being mother to a child who is just 10 months old. You have been through a journey of almost like 20 months now, right? So in these 20 months, you have experienced a very different life, I'm sure. So do you think that somehow young mothers, what they experience, the difficulties and the challenges, people usually don't understand to a certain extent? That's my perspective. How do you look at it?
mm, yes, to some extent it's true, but actually it depends on your family,
Hmm.
what they do and what their perspectives are. Uh,
Okay.
Now, my in-laws, they're all working.
Right.
My mother-in-law, uh, she's a retired banker.
Okay.
So everyone, my brother-in-law, sister-in-law, they're all working in their respective fields.
Okay.
So I didn't have that, problem of. I only looked after myself, and
Sure.
there were people to look after me also,
Great.
and they didn't ever force me to do the household chores or
Hmm.
anything.
Hmm. Hmm.
So these things were not there, and I as my husband is also in the same bank, so
Hmm.
we have to like I used to take train
Hmm.
from my in-laws house to a certain point where
Okay.
my husband and I both get off, and then from there we had to go in different directions.
Sure.
So so up to that particular point my husband was with me, so
Hmm.
he took care of me, and
Hmm.
sometimes he used to go to my branch to um, took me off, and then he used to go to his branch.
Hmm.
So these helping hands were there for me.
Hmm.
And if
Okay.
I talk about my physical changes, so
Yeah.
by God's grace, I did not have any complications, and
Wonderful.
I was enjoying the process.
Right.
And every day you learn new things about your baby that's inside you.
Sure.
So, and there were experienced people also
Hmm.
who used to guide me a lot. You need to,
Correct.
uh, eat certain food and avoid certain things. So,
Hmm.
overall, my experience was really nice.
Was a positive experience. Wonderful.
Yes, yes.
I think many of us who see these things happening around us uh, sometimes don't realize what the other person is going through. But if in your experience it has been good, I mean, I'm totally in awe of it, because I think so many women have a lot of trauma in this phase of life, in the if in case they don't get the right kind of care or the attention, or maybe the nutrition, even if you're coming from a below poverty line or something like that. So yeah, I think a good experience is a good experience for life. Sure. All right, Jaya. So last time we were discussing, I believe you told me that you two work in a bank, probably you and your husband, both of you, right? And you were talking about your entrepreneurship journey. Is this, am I right? Am I recalling it
Yes.
correctly? Yeah, sure.
Mhm.
Now, as an individual who is ambitious in life, right? I see you as an individual who has ambition in life, right? Because if you're working and you still have certain ambitions, which means that there's a flare in you, there's a fire in you. Now, if anyone ever thinks of creating a venture, doesn't matter what it is, right? It could be a physical venture to just go to gym and build a great body, or build a business, or create or establish an NGO. What are the basic qualities that a person must possess to be able to achieve something at any point of time in life? What are the basic qualities, criteria as an individual, as a personality? I'm not talking about the technical aspect, but as an individual, what qualities they must possess?
I think the most important quality is to learn something new.
Hmm.
If you are content with what you have and you don't have the urge to earn more or learn more
Hmm.
or acquire new skills, then
Hmm.
there is no possibility for you to grow in life
Hmm.
mentally as well as in your workplace. So you have that hunger of, getting more and more. So,
Hmm.
there's a saying, I really love that: don't settle for less.
Okay.
So if you are capable of, doing multitasking, if you
Hmm.
are, and these things, I think, is inculcated in you from early childhood by your parents,
Right.
or maybe by, like, you gain it through experience. Like, I
Hmm.
want to achieve this, I want to achieve this, I want a
Right.
life, I want to lead the life of, a certain person
Hmm.
whom I admire.
Okay.
So these things are in me.
Hmm.
So that hunger should be there
Right,
to
right.
learn.
I believe that's the nicest word, or the most appropriate word, that you got to have hunger. But having a hunger is one part of the story, that you have a great desire. But how do you take it further? Like, how do you make sure that that hunger is able to digest what you're trying to, grip in life or grasp in life? Like, what formula or what action steps should follow after you have realized your hunger?
I think consistency is the key.
Mhm,
You need to be consistent. You
mhm.
If you have a goal, you have a proper plan, like plan
Mm,
A, plan B, and also in plan A you have the steps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that
mhm.
you need to follow step by
Right.
step. You can do all these things only if you are consistent, you are
Mm.
disciplined. Discipline is something which is required in every field. If you
Okay.
want to excel in something, so you have to be disciplined, you need to be consistent, and uh, what else?
So
And
as a
there will be some days when you will feel demotivated. You will feel that no, I'm not, I can't take it further, and
mm,
I'm not improving. So,
mm.
so you have to have a proper backup plan to motivate yourself.
Okay.
Um,
Right. Now, as an individual, how disciplined are you, by the way? I mean, not talking about your business venture or anything, but just as a person, maybe as a student, maybe as a worker, as a wife, as a parent, as a mother, as a daughter. How disciplined are you in your daily life or in general life?
I'm disciplined, but I'm also a serial procrastinator. So sometimes I,
All of us, all of us, all of us.
yes, it's the worst quality that I have.
Uh,
I don't think there are, means people, some people are procrastinator, but I think I am the worst version of that.
and
And
why do you
but
say that?
when I,
Why do you say that? Why do you say that?
because I think I am capable of doing many things, but due to my fear, my self doubt,
Hmm.
and also my procrastinative nature, uh,
Hmm.
I feel that there's a gap
Hmm.
to when I'm thinking of doing something and I'm actually doing that thing.
Hmm.
So, and time matters a lot. Time, people say that time is money. So
Hmm.
time is precious, and I can't lose this time and not doing anything
Hmm.
and regret later in life. I
Okay.
don't want to
Okay.
do that.
Hmm.
And if I think of doing something,
Hmm.
then I will do anything for it. I will make time. I will make out time.
Hmm.
I will do everything that is needed. And I'm also hardworking. I believe in hard work. I don't believe in shortcuts.
Correct.
Um, Even when I was giving the competitive exams, I have only given IBPS exams.
Right.
So I was thinking of first getting the clerical job, and then I will, to take
Go
promotion
for
and I will
PO.
become an officer, because I want to learn the job from, the ground level.
Ground
But
level.
yes, but I joined as an officer. So I'm that kind of a person.
Right. Right. Can you give me one example from your life where you actually worked towards something? I mean, obviously not your, not this, not the professional achievement, personal achievement. Someone can talk about weight loss. Someone can talk about learning music. Someone else can talk about something else, like something like a habit they tried to form and they formed it. So, can you give me any such example from personal achievement, personal development, personal growth that you worked on and you could achieve it through sheer discipline and sincerity?
Mm,
If at all, you don't have to push yourself to think and imagine something. If there's anything on your mind, you can talk.
no, I don't think there is any, but yes, I at during COVID, I said in the previous session also, I
Hmm.
really wanted to develop the habit of reading, because when you
Right.
do not read for a long time, it's very difficult to concentrate and read even if a page.
Ah.
So it was difficult for me too, and somehow I overcame that
Hmm.
situation, and I have developed the habit of reading. And now I can read anytime.
Wow.
It's not a problem for me. So this is also a kind of achievement for me.
It is. It is. In digital age where our ability to focus has gone down to 90 seconds, because that's the highest duration of a reel. That's 90 seconds, because our ability to focus has gone down severely. And that
Yes.
and in that age, someone can read through a book. They have very good attention, and if they've built it through sheer hard work and sheer focus, there's something to be proud of. Okay. All right, Jaya. So we should also do our assignment of the day. That's called Mother. Although we started with that, but it's about your mother. So let's talk a little bit about your mother. Anything you want to share about her, her personality, her likes, her dislikes, her attitude towards life, your bonding with her as a mother? Anything you want to share? Feel free.
Yes. As I said earlier, also, my mother is my best friend.
Hmm.
I can share everything with her. She knows me inside out.
Hmm.
Even if I say to her that no, there is nothing wrong uh, with me, but she is able to understand, and she will eventually, ask me that right question,
Hmm.
uh, so that I can answer it.
Hmm.
So, uh, and she
So she has
is,
the key.
I
Hmm. She has the key to your emotional locks.
yes, yes,
Hmm.
and
Interesting.
I think she is just the opposite of me. I'm
Hmm.
introvert. She is extrovert. She
Oh,
loves
wonderful.
talking to people.
Hmm.
Yes, yeah. And my friends, when they used to come to my house, they would love to interact with my mother. So, where is auntie? Where is auntie? They would go like this.
Right.
So, she loves interact with anyone,
Hmm.
and she is a kind-hearted person, I believe, because
Okay.
she feels for everyone. Whenever
Wonderful.
someone needed her, like I'm talking about when I was in school, uh, then I moved to some other place. So that time, whenever any relatives needed her, she would go and help them.
Hmm.
So I think I am also kind of helpful because of her.
Okay.
I think it
All right. Okay.
came to me also,
Hmm.
and she's always cheerful, and and she says no to nothing. Even if
Hmm.
it's a new work, she has never done it, she has never seen it,
Hmm.
she would never say no to anything.
Hmm.
And she is the reason why I have started my YouTube journey again, because she always motivates me that no, you can do it, you can do better
Hmm.
than this,
Hmm.
and see, you will get 1 million subscribers in no time. I said no, that's not possible, but yes, that's her way of
Motivating.
motivating me. So and she was there with me. She is there. She is now also, she is living with me, taking
Hmm.
care of my baby.
Hmm.
And when I was I was a very shy child.
First, okay.
And I used to take my mother to even my friend's house also.
Okay.
So
All right.
yeah, so she used to go with me everywhere. She used to go with me to school, to my friend's house, to anywhere. Uh, Even when I moved to Kolkata, I used to ask her to come and stay with me for some days.
Okay.
So that time she would come.
Hmm.
So she's the reason I'm here.
Wonderful.
And
I think,
yeah,
see, initially when you started talking about your mother, you felt like, oh, what should I really say? But the moment you started digging into it, you could unlayer so many layers of her personality with examples, with elucidating with examples. This is what happens when we talk about things which are initially uncomfortable but are an important part of our lives. It could be a person, it could be a philosophy, it could be a book, it could be anything. You're understanding what I'm trying to say. But because there's so much information about that particular phenomenon, starting out is difficult because we don't know where to start because it's such important and there's so much memory loaded within us. So whenever there's a bit of an overwhelm in communication regarding things which are important to you, or you know a lot about it, or you've experienced a lot about it, just start without even thinking where to start. Whatever comes to your mind, start with it. You will be able to unlayer many of the layers, and you'll be amazed how many minutes you could speak just continuously. Like, this is just an example. Right? Did that make sense, Jaya? Whatever I said right
yes,
now?
yes, yes.
Okay. All right. Sure. Any last questions for me? Any doubts, any thoughts, anything you want to know, ask?
Yes, yes, sir. I want to ask you one thing, that whenever I want to read about
Mhm.
something on Google, so we
Okay.
can find many articles on it. And sometimes I read two or three articles and I don't get anything valuable from it, and I want to learn more about that topic. But where to start and where to end, means I can't read on like four, five, six articles, and find out what's the best for me. It sometimes gets overwhelming. So what should be
Let
done?
me let me summarize your question. So
Okay.
you want to know that, yeah, it's okay. I'm not embarrassing you, don't worry. I'm trying to crisp it down. Okay. So you want to understand that, let's say you want to know about climate change, for example. Okay. And then you start out on the internet. Then the moment you go and write climate change on Google, there are hundreds of articles in front of you. If you go to YouTube, there are hundreds of videos in front of you. And you find it difficult to understand, like, what do I take, what do I leave? How much
Yes,
should I take? How much should I leave? Is this your question? Right?
yes, yes,
Okay. It's a very good question, actually, because this is the most relevant question in today's time. I'll tell you why I'm saying this. We are living in a time of abundance of information. There was a time never in history where there was information abundance. Information and knowledge was always scarce, right? Today, there's so much that we don't know how to deal with it. So, starting with climate change, you went on to Google, you typed about climate change and got many articles. The first page of Google, first and second page, are the best articles that Google could find. Google could find, doesn't matter, doesn't mean that those are the best articles, but they have been SEO friendly and they have come to the first or second page because somehow, for some reasons, they appeared there for whatever technical reasons. Take these articles, 2 to 3 articles, not more than that, maximum 4 or 5, but 3 articles will be the standard number of articles. Go through those articles just like you are having a happy read, a happy reading hour. Whatever you found, you like nuggets of knowledge, note them down. Whether you use a physical pen and paper or you put it down on a notepad, copying pasting from articles, make sure that whatever you understood from those articles has been crisped down to only 5 to 10 points, just 5 to 10 points. Not more than that. You read 3 articles, but out of all those articles, you have noted anywhere between 5 to 10 art points. This is your starting point. Now, you may move to YouTube to watch 2 or 3 videos, not more than that. Now, see that whatever points you have written down, are they resonating with those YouTube videos or not? 3 videos are more than enough. 15-20 minutes each video is again 60 minutes, right? So you will have to invest again 60 minutes in video watching. This is to validate that whatever points you have listed down, is it making sense or not? Is it resonating in that video or not? If there is nothing new needs to be noted down. If there's something new, maybe a couple of points can be listed down. So in total, you have anywhere between 10 to 15 points,
Yes.
clustering from both the sources. This is your sum total of all knowledge. You don't have to go beyond this. Now what you can do, whatever you have listed down, break it down in terms of what, when, where, why, or how. 5 points. What, where, when, sorry, what, where, when, how, shit.
Why?
What, where, when, how, which, right? These five, these WH questions. Now, if you can summarize this whole points in these WH questions, you have everything you need. You don't need to go anywhere else. There's millions of things available on the internet. If you go around hopping from one to another, you'll be lost forever. You'll never
Yes.
come down to that conclusiveness which you require, right? This
Yes.
formula will work every time for every subject or topic that you can think of. Okay, try this out and let me know if this worked for you or not.
Yes, sir. Sure, sir. Thank you so much.
Sure. All right, thank you. Have a good day, Jaya. Hope to see you soon again.